Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mike Toledo, along with John Hiley, Vince D'Alessandro, and Big Daniel Grom. Well, he's not actually big, but
he's pretty little.
Big is for John.
Yeah, big John Hiley. That's what we want to say.
Hey,
well, he's not as big.
Hey, we all big in our own way. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, today we've got Dave Streen from edgytools.com. Well, we are ready and welcoming him to our show. So let's get going into it. What's up, Dave? Well, hold on a second. Before we got to give you that. There we go.
Nice. The golf clap.
Welcome, Dave.
How you doing, Dave?
Hey, thanks, guys. Great.
Thanks for joining us, Dave.
Yep.
Yeah, appreciate it, buddy.
All right,
So if you guys don't know who Dave is, he's the guy with the edgy tools. And if you don't know what edgy tools are, then get out of the business. All right, just pack it up.
Good advice.
Yeah.
So, Dave,
Awesome.
what we usually do is we do a brief history of how you got into PDR, what you might have been doing before PDR, and how did you get into your tool business as well? So if you could take it back down memory lane.
The Wayback Machine.
Hey, don't go too back, like where you're a little shaken. You know what I mean? You get through. Don't go that far back. Just a little past that stage.
Gotcha.
You know, the day you were the best swimmer, but we'll go past that and start at the age of 2.
So, yeah, before Dent's, I was running car wash chains all over the country, mainly the West Coast and stuff, and broke off from that into my own mobile detailing, where I had guys going out with trailers and doing detailing in Las Vegas. And that was going really well. And I looked at, actually, a neighbor of mine moved in, and he was a Dent Wizard guy. And he came and fixed some of my wife's dents in the driveway. And I was amazed with it. And I looked at adding that to our services to raise the average ticket price. And long story short, I went to school, learned how to do dents back in 2002 at US Dent Tools in Kansas City. They're not there anymore, but bought all their tools and training and everything and started learning how to do dents.
Nice.
So, yeah.
U.S. Dent Tools back then, they actually had an on-campus type thing going on, right?
Yeah. I was the only one that was certified by the Board of Education. There were actual tests, and it was pretty intense. It was 6 weeks of training.
Who was the director of that? I remember talking to a guy. He had a heck of a good personality.
Yeah, Lee something. It was 2 owners, and they sold like right about the time that I was there. Mike McCarley was the head trainer.
Mike. Okay, now.
So they gave you pretty good training, huh?
Yeah. It was, it's kind of any training. It's, you're not going to come out of that being an expert. It's kind of like going to learn how to golf. You're not going to, be on the PGA that you're, coming out of school, but the basics. So that's what it was good for. And I practiced for about a year, like nonstop and everything before I was, even any good. And it's about 3 years in before I got a lot of confidence.
Now, U.S. Dent Tools, they were the spring tools is what they actually gave to you to begin with. They were the spring steel black tools, kind of like the standard A1.
Yep. Yeah.
Exactly. Nice. Still got some of them?
Yeah. Yeah, not in use.
Yeah. Right.
I've got about 2 that I'll grab every now and then in my garage, but that's about it.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, Dave, where are you based out of?
Well, I'm in Arizona now. I'm from Chicago, and most of my dent career I was out of Wisconsin. But hardly ever worked hail in Wisconsin, always traveled. So, and then got sick of doing, that's my I'm mainly a hail guy. I did route work for a while. I had a location for a while. I've got locations again now, and that's going real well. But done a little bit of everything. But I got tired of doing the snowbird thing in reverse, where I'd go down south and fight the heat in Texas and Georgia and everything every summer, and then go up there and fight the winters in Wisconsin. So I said, well, at least I'm going to enjoy part of my time. And we moved to Arizona after they had that 2010 hailstorm, and got to spend a winter out here, and said, yeah, this is for us.
Yes.
Nice.
So
cool.
Yeah. For anybody who hasn't met Dave Streen, I met Dave Streen personally last year. You gave me a hauler, right? You gave me a sent me a.
I thought we were close. I didn't realize I was making you haul across California.
No. And we met in Coronado, which is South San Diego. Very beautiful place if you haven't been there. But invited me out. Brought the family, and we hit it off real well. And I didn't know exactly still who you were, Dave. I mean, I knew you had some stuff coming up and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then I got a package from you later on, and this is why you're here. But some
Cool.
awesome tools, and so if you don't mind, let's just get right into it. So,
Okay.
who wants to lead off, Daniel?
Well, what was the very first tool, and what was the inspiration behind it?
Well, the first tool, I actually grabbed a couple. These are the original rough prototypes of the hookers. I don't know if you can tell how big and bulky these things were,
Right.
but basically the body shop technology was proven for fixing door edges and fender edges and stuff with their big slide hammers. They've been using it for decades, and I was always frustrated that we didn't have a little version of that. So that's what I was trying to come up with. And that actually started back in 07 that I tried to get into the tool business and basically couldn't find somebody to make me prototypes that worked. As you saw, those were huge, and as big and bulky as these are, they still cracked. I don't know if you can see that, like first pull kind of deal. Like they're just junk. They were welded together and stuff. And so it's like, well, it was driving me nuts because the technology was already there. I wasn't creating, reinventing anything, and yet I couldn't find anybody to produce them. So,
and explain to the audience, Dave, what this is, because there's a lot of people that are listening that might not know exactly what the hookers or the pullers are. They might not remember from my recommendation.
So these are the new ones, and they fit into a slide hammer, which are PDR slide hammers, just like a glue tab would. It's basically got the same kind of end on there, which works real well for straighten out door edges and stuff. So if your door swings into a wall and kinks that double metal over that we can't fix with a door, we're usually banging on it with a block of wood or a rubber mallet or something. And so I wanted, professional tools that were designed for that. So again, you would just slam this in the door, the 90 degrees would catch, you'd put your slide hammer on here, and you could bang that double metal out. When I originally invented, and then this one's the same thing for the fender, but it gets up and over and down in those fender lips, like the Hondas where they're rolled up, so you can get way down in there.
Yeah, one area that I use that one edgy tool is you get that customer comes into your shop and they can't open their door. It's hitting the front fender, or the front fender's pulled back into the door, and you can get that tool in there. And you can get it pulled, you can pull it out so they can at least open their door. Maybe those repairs aren't always fixable to our standards, but they will pay money for you to fix it good enough so they can open the door.
Yeah. And Dave, what I was going to say,
the only tool that gets in there. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Your hook tool that you have there, I didn't really know that that was the application for a front fender. So that's going to be great, because I want to tell you where I use it very quickly. I've been dialing out rear quarter panels with it. So I've been hooking up my heavier slide panel on that double metal rear quarter panel, and I like it because it moves the metal in small increments. I can work back and forth down it. And that's what I thought it was used for. And that's why it's so great to hear from you and in this podcast to detail and explain what it is, because we want to hear from the creator. And the cool thing is you get to hear from us and you get to market in new ways.
That's awesome. Well, then that's a bit of a warning. You know how much power it has that it can actually move the double paneled metal in the quarter panel? Yeah. So in the fenders, a lot of times I don't even hook my slide hammer up. You can literally just kind of pull and work it like it's a hand tool. Because the fenders are so flimsy on most cars nowadays and stuff. So that's the hooker set. They're $99 right now on the website. And this is one of the last of the originals. So if you want an original one and say you're really cool and one of the first people, you could still get that. This is our new one. First time anybody has seen this. The exact same tools inside, but we have our pimp selling you hookers.
Nice. I like it.
That'll be on the web soon, but till then, if you check out on hookers, they can just put a note in the note section for special requests.
Now I've actually been using it the same way like John on rear quarter panels, double panel. I got a Silverado truck bed tomorrow that is pushed in about 1/4 of an inch, and that's the first tool I'm going to get to pull that edge of that double panel back before I start working the dent out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I also use them for. I think me and Daniel both use them for when we actually bend the inside fuel opening sometimes on those gas
On the
tanks.
motorcycle tanks, yeah.
Oh,
Sometimes
yeah.
you'll push that whole area down, and you can pull it all back up perfectly with one of your edgy tools. They work great.
And
Awesome.
you know, the psychology, it's interesting with the pimp and the hookers and then all that stuff is that it's the irony of, you know, playing on the old school hail technicians that were out snorting cocaine and going to Hooters and the old stories of the drugs and the hookers and all that stuff. But it's on a funny end, you know what I mean? It takes what our
we try and be
interesting,
humorous and
what our industry once was. But I can actually see guys that, you know, there's still that group out there, man. I'm just saying. And they're probably like, man, these are my tools, man. I can see myself right now. I'm like the alligator. I've got the girls beside me, man. And I'm a pimp. I'm pimping these dents. Love it.
You know what, John? That Vicente Rios told me to ask you directly, Dave, the story behind the alligator, and he said it's very entertaining.
Okay.
That's a request from one of our listeners. We all know Vicente Rios.
Vicente.
So,
Yeah.
tell us the story of the alligator. How
One of our number one fans. Okay, so I have always been passionate about alligators. I've just loved them all my life, and actually had 4 alligators. My older brother had a Cayman crocodile in his apartment downtown Chicago, and it was getting too big for the tank, and he was trying to get rid of it basically. And I said, well, I want it, you know.
Chicago River.
Yeah, exactly. So basically I brought this thing home. He had a little glass aquarium tank, and it was probably about 1.5 feet long at the time. And I put it in a 9-foot steel horse trough in my bedroom. And, you know, I was raising that. Well, you know, time went on through high school. I wound up with 2 more Cayman crocodiles, and then I actually got an American alligator, which is illegal, so I really didn't. I'm just kind of fibbing. But he wound up getting donated to the Lincoln Park Zoo, if he ever existed. And then sold a couple of the other ones and stuff, and brought the original one. His name was Suitcase, with me to college. So
Suitcase, I like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me, he got about 9 feet big, and
And he
how
swallowed
big
some
did he
money.
get?
Don't know if you can tell. He got about 3.5 feet. Don't know if it'll show up, but I've got some little scars where I was bitten by one on my wrist and stuff. Probably won't show up, but yeah, a little war wound.
See, man, I seen one of them things in a tub at a pet store, and it had a metal grate, and I was scared to death even to stick my finger through the metal grate, man.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, there ain't no way, man. That thing looks like it's just waiting to pounce at you. Like, it's just...
No, I used to, and they can jump pretty good when they're smaller like that and stuff. So my dad I'd get the call, David, get home now. Your gator's loose.
Hey,
You know,
Dave,
my sisters would be out of the house.
have you been to the crocodile place in Florida? I know Vince and all you guys went, right, when we go to the Mobile Tech Expo.
I got tossed out of there at spring break.
Now, can I ask you guys a question? Are them the laziest crocodiles you've ever seen in your life? Like, they literally throw a piece of chicken 6 inches in front of it, and it's so lazy and well fed, it won't even bite it. It like
Well, you see the size of them?
A
They look like they
freaking-
ate 15 chickens already.
yeah, a giant bird jumps down, steals the chicken, and leaves. It's wild. You guys who go to the Mobile Tech Expo got to check out Gator World or
Maybe
Gatorland.
the gator's waiting for the bird to jump down there so they can catch the bird.
Yeah, there you go.
No, the birds walk on their head and stuff. Like, the birds will ride gators around that place. It's the wildest thing I ever seen.
Yeah.
So
I got to feed him the chicken over the railing
Oh, nice.
when I was there. I got pictures, right down the
no, thank you.
mouth of them.
No, thank you for me, man. I like my hands and legs. And
So one last thing on the hookers that I forgot to mention is I thought these were strictly for route guys and door dings, but I use them all the time, and so do my guys on hail. When you get a line, that high line on a hood or a deck lid where the hail hit on the edge, if you close the hood or the deck lid in there in the 90-degree one and bang it up a few times, even though you don't see it, you're actually bringing that outer edge up a little. So when you fix the dent, now you can knock that line down. It's not metal.
Okay.
anymore. So
Interesting.
Nice.
yeah, on real large hail.
Good
Nice
tech
little
tip
tip.
there.
Yeah. So
So anyways, I've been
Great.
I've been talking about your top down. In fact, I did
Okay.
I did a video on it, as you know. So actually, that video is doing pretty well on views too, Dave.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
And you hardly have any dislikes on there, so that's good news.
Yeah.
I showed Daniel Gross, hey, look at my tap down. He's like, I can't get my fat fingers through it, and yada yada. So I heard you made a bigger one, right? Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yep. So we have 3 sizes now.
3.
Yeah. So for those of you that aren't familiar with it, basically every other knockdown is kind of like a pen where you've got to grab it and pinch it, and then since your fingers are pinched, and when you strike it, that vibration's going up through your hand and stuff, and you're having to use your muscles to hold it still.
Yeah.
And we designed this one so when your hand's just totally at rest, it just slides on your fingers, and that's how you use it. And you don't even have to, use your thumb on it, but it does. I usually do. But that's how the control punch works. You can use it under a mirror like that and stuff. So that's what it is. So this is the regular size. It's a little bit tough to show.
We see it. Yeah.
Here's the large. And then the extra large is a monster.
That's Daniel.
That's
And,
Daniel
No,
Grom.
actually, I'm in the large.
He's in the
I'm
large.
in the middle.
My friend, we call him Big Dave, has one, and my friend Robert has one, and a few other guys.
Oh, what's
It's
that?
like these things are just monsters. I can't believe that they fit the guys, but they do.
Yeah, what's the big guy that we went to pizza
So-
with? That huge guy.
You talk Clifton Atkins?
Yeah,
Clifton.
he needs a big one.
I bet it would
Yeah,
fit his
yeah,
just
he's
perfect.
big. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, and
Uh,
they really are. They really do work really well, Dave. I mean,
Awesome.
I use them constantly.
Cool.
It's perfect for my new students. Matter of fact, I need to I need to order another one, which I will. I'll do the larger one too. The blue,
Cool.
you have blue.
Yeah,
Wow.
we have blue,
Uh-huh.
green, and red.
Mm-hmm.
These are the anodized aluminum. They're super lightweight.
Yeah.
And then we have the stainless steel is very heavy. That's the heaviest one. And it's shocking. I know I can't show you weight, but it's
Oh, big
5
difference
times
there.
heavier. Yeah, big difference there. And then we have the titanium that's right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, even though these are all the same size and shape, the weight difference and the material has a way different strike when you knock down with it.
Yeah, titanium would be in between steel and aluminum. So the aluminum would be the lightest, titanium would be the next one, and then your of course your steel would be heavier.
Yeah.
And what do you find using the most, Dave? Since you make
Yeah,
them?
what do you personally
I
like?
am so cheesy, but I love the irony that the aluminum one is great for steel and the steel one is great for aluminum.
Just the weight
extra-
behind it.
The extra weight behind the steel moves the aluminum easier for
Yeah,
me.
that makes sense.
Well, if some
So,
That makes total
um,
sense.
yeah,
and
yeah.
then we only had 20 of these made, and I'm only releasing them here. They're not even on the website, but this is known as the Ghost. So it's if you look at the stainless steel, the logo disappears. Long story short is the place that does the coatings was doing some special high-end coating for vehicle or something. I don't know what it even was. And they said, hey, we can run some of these. So I had them run 20 of them. It feels like the titanium, but it's not even on the website or anything, but somebody can message me if they want one of those.
What are you selling those?
But
for?
those are only in large. These are $99.
Okay. All of them.
And
no
the-
matter what
And
you
the
Yeah.
titanium one?
The stainless steel is the least expensive. Right now it's $79.99. Plus they'll be able to use the discount code we'll reveal later on in the show.
There you go.
Hey.
Yeah.
Got to hang on. You got to hang on to the whole show to get that discount code.
Yeah. And then they stage up based on the size. I think it goes $5 a piece I think it's 105 for the large and maybe it's 115 for the extra large.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome tools,
What
guys.
care
If you guys
about.
haven't used his tools or gotten into it, especially the Knockdown, which is one of my favorites.
Well, the one
And,
thing I just got this, so I just been using this in the last week, and when you're in that awkward position, that's where it really becomes apparent how good that tool is, and it makes a huge difference if you're and motorcycle tanks because you're working on this radius surface, and you got to have good control of that knockdown, and that thing works friggin'
I use
phenomenal.
it on rails and under mirrors and stuff. You just hold it with your fingers out there and rock solid. A couple of the other features, real quick, I'll point out. There's an interchangeable strike plate. So this has the steel version on there right now. There's also the hybrid, which is half steel and half silicone, I believe. And that gives a really quiet and softer tap when you hit it. And then all the tips are interchangeable, and they'll hold all the industry tips. So if you like Dentcraft tips or Ultras, or I don't know if I'm allowed to say those.
No, yeah.
You can say whatever you want on this show.
We all know. If we don't know those two, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
It holds all the industry standard tips. Our tips we call gator teeth, and they're made of a special plastic for us, where I wanted it as hard as it could be to retain the tip without marring the paint or anything. So they made a special formulation for us, and we have a patent pending O-ring. It's not just on the shaft, but it's actually, there's a groove in there that the O-ring sits down in, so that when you screw it down tight, it's actually flush. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Where the O-ring doesn't, squeeze out or anything.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I want to say something before you went any further, because I don't want you to feel restricted on this show. That's one thing when we started this show, that we are full on transparency. Whatever tool company you want to talk about, whatever you want to spiel, whatever technique you want to talk about, we want our audience to get the most out of every show. So we don't hold things back from them. We giveth, and we just want you to feel comfortable with that. So I don't want you to.
Awesome. Very cool.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks. We'll stay on the tips right now. These are the newest things that we've just introduced, and we're announcing them publicly right now. These are our different sharp tips. This one, not even sure what I called them on the website. I think it's a golf tee and a 50 caliber. But these are super hardened steel. They're 30 times the Rockwell hardness of titanium. So they should retain, their sharpness indefinitely. And those will screw onto any rod. Those are more for pushing. Those aren't for the knock.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
So you finally got that formula down after testing, and nice, man. That's awesome.
You sent us some prototypes of those. Earlier. I love them.
Do you? Cool.
You haven't sent us the 50.
Not the new ones yet.
But
you didn't get one of those? Okay.
But you had a really sharp one, a short sharp one as well.
Yeah. We didn't go into production on those yet. We're probably going to.
Yeah, I use that on a daily basis, Dave.
Oh, awesome. Fantastic.
And yes, I bent the corner. I know that they were prototypes with the steel and everything. Yeah. But it's a great tip. I really like the sharpness of it, and I've sharpened it a few times, but I'm sure that it was a prototype to begin with.
Yeah. So we went with a better steel on these. This is the new tip. This we're still working on. It's not going to be released for a while. But this is just to give you guys an idea of something that we're working on here. It's called a 3-in-1. So we're going to have our own little caps made. They'll also hold the Ultra caps, which are one of my favorite caps for pushing with. The difference is we made ours a little bit smaller and a little bit smoother. So even the Ultra tips just go on and off nice and easy like that. Whereas sometimes with my Ultras, I've got to use a whale tail or something to get them off. They're so snug. So there's one tip is your soft pushing. Second tip is your rounded push. And then the third tip is the steel awl.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
And it's tight enough that it's not going to fall off or whatever, but you can easily do it one-handed operation.
It'll be on the list.
If you're doing hail, you're not going to have to pull your rod out and unscrew anything or whatever to change out. Simply one hand, pop the tip off, then pop the cap off. So that's
the devil is in the details, and Dave, you're covering a lot of details with the recessed O-ring and these little things. They do make a big difference. Yeah.
Dude, can you take it off closer to the camera? Again?
It's got a spring. I don't know if you can see that built in right there. That's what holds it on in this little groove.
For all you listeners out there,
it's going to be sharper. This one's a prototype. It was made by hand, so the spring needs to be a little tighter. Just little things like that.
For all you listeners here, he's got like a tool that turns from a soft tip to a sharper tip, and it's all like a one-hand operation. And the video, typically, I want to let you guys know the videos are usually prepared by that next Friday. So our podcast comes out, and then the video comes out by Thursday or Friday that week because we want you to listen to it and then come back and watch it because we want to stay on your mind. You know?
Yeah,
That's awesome, Dave. I like that.
You got me on that. I was surprised. I wasn't even seeing that coming. So.
I know.
Good deal.
It was like
Gotta have something shocking. So.
Well, that's why you come on our show, man. To debut stuff like that.
Well, it's good you waited because now you can really reveal that stuff. Because I know we talked earlier. We were going to have you on our show months ago. You sent us some stuff to try out and to test that Vinny was just talking about. And I want to tell you what I was impressed with the most was how detailed the product was. Like the finish and all that stuff was absolutely on point, man. You did a great job. I can tell that you work hard and you pressure your tool builders to make sure it's legit like that. Building a tool myself, you gotta keep going back at them and say, no, this is not acceptable, or this is. You know.
Now, Dave, before you have a week to actually prepare yourself. You know that, right?
Okay. Oh, cool. I didn't. Good deal.
Yeah, because this next Tuesday it drops, which the listeners are listening right now.
Yes.
Because they're going to go on the website, they're going to look at the products that we're talking about, and they're going to be ordering your butt off. So
sweet.
At least
good problem to have. Good problem to have.
This is good stuff.
Yep. And for all our listeners, that means we recorded a week ahead of time. We're always 1 week ahead. We used to do the last minute thing, guys. Let's all admit it. That was tough.
Moving on to the next thing. What else you got?
Well, let me talk about the tab tote. It's the misunderstood thing I have probably. It's a neoprene bag. It's got a zipper in the front pocket. Keep your glue gun, extra tabs, glue, whatever you want in there. So let's say you're running into a body shop or a retail customer. You just have one thing to glue pull. All you have to do is grab this and your board or a mini light, whatever you use, and you're good to go. So you pull this out. It's got a little soft strap here. It's kind of a pillowy thing. You open the car door, slam the car door in this and cinch it up. And then your tote's going to hang like this. You turn Educator's head up. It opens it up like a shelf.
You got all your tabs in there.
Yeah, all your tabs in there. So it has 2 holsters for your glue gun, one on either side. Slide all your tabs in here in any of the rows, so you can do them smallest to biggest or whatever combination you want. There's 2 vertical slots back here. They're called speed slots where you can just lift tabs in and out, so you can keep your oddball ones back there and stuff. And then there's a round cutout here that holds a red Solo cup, like any plastic drinking cup you get at Walmart or Target or wherever. And then there's also tabs under here that also hold the rim of the cups. So you just get a standard 9-ounce drinking cup. Like I say, they fit almost every brand I've tried. So they're not tough to find.
Now, Dave, can you have the tabs preloaded in the slots?
Exactly. That's what you want. The only thing that has to come out is your glue gun. Okay. So yeah, your tabs are preloaded. When you're done, you just close it up, and it's got this rack here that's going to keep all your tabs from falling out. Okay, so then you just tuck it right back in the bag, and you're ready to go on the next job.
Now, Dave, I was trying to envision that as a shop owner, and I wouldn't use it in here, but if there was some sort of modification that it could be attached to a cart, because most carts don't really have a good tab holding system. Yeah. So if there was a modification, it could be attached to my hail cart. I mean, that would be a real contender in that market to build off of your own cart.
I'll show you a couple things. There's holes here that are for U-bolts, and that you'll mount them to your lights. Either they work on the ultra lights or the Pro PDR light stands. So you can mount it on your stand and wheel it around wherever you go. That's how I use mine. When you're done, you close it up like this, put your light over around it, and you can just throw it in your truck. Nothing's going to break or rattle or anything. And then the third option is what you just talked about, hidden behind the strap. You actually take the straps out of there, which you just pull them out.
Thought about it.
A little BB in there, pull it out, and as you can see, there's a window hanger or whatever, picture hanger.
Yeah.
Holes there. So you just mount that right to your cart. And again,
there you go, John.
You're using it. When you're done using it.
Well, that is a legitimate question that I've never heard answered. So, I mean, I got to think a lot of the users out there thought like I did, and even hail chasers, that's a great thing to mount to your cart.
It's the product. I actually brought in a bunch of this was the hookers were my first tool, but the tab tote, we ran into analysis paralysis. Here's some of the different plastics we tried. We were getting plastics and acrylics from all over the world, building different prototypes. Probably built a couple hundred prototypes of this tool, each one very expensive. There's another one. This one's my favorite. This is solid steel. Okay. We needed something thin enough that wouldn't bend with the fingers and stuff. And when I gave it to my guy to try, he was singing the Flintstones song, but he's going, tab tote, meet the tab tote. You know, the intro, how his car flips over.
Right.
Now,
I figured I'd show those and
Dave,
whatever.
looking at that, I just thought of something. I thought I'd ask you a question. If that thing's sitting flat and you're running across with your wheels, would your tabs shake out, or does it have a slight curve to it, keeping them in?
Let me grab. So, I don't know if you noticed in the prototypes, we were trying piano hinges and everything. We finally had to make our own hinges.
Oh, is it
go to a 90?
There it is, man. So it's at an angle.
Yeah, and then if you want, you can also put like you can screw a little block of wood back here if you want to make that angle even more extreme.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude! Now,
Dave, the one that you sent me, because I haven't done a video yet because I really haven't understood everything. But this right here did. The one you sent me, does it have all those features built into that already?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, good. All right, cool.
So,
I'm guessing Mike's not going to send it up my way now.
Exactly. I was going to twist his arm, get in there and just.
You guys, I just have to do my thing first, and then I will send it around.
We always get Mike's sloppy seconds.
Only specifically, you want it back, Daniel Brown.
Yeah, it is Halloween, and this time of year, what happens is tool companies will send us all tools except for Vince. He gets a rock.
Yes.
Perfect.
That's freaking awesome, man. That's great, Dave.
Okay. Yeah, the guys that are using them are loving them. I haven't had any complaints yet, but it's just the most misunderstood because the videos explaining it are an hour long. Nobody I don't want to watch an hour of me trying to explain it.
Dave.
You shoot one, people.
Dave. You need a Snapchat video.
That video could be cranked down to 20 seconds, man. And everything you said could be delivered in 20 seconds, and people would be left stunned at the end. Like when they seen it, they would feel like they got mentally raped and then came out of it like in a blur and was like, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it.
Actually, it wouldn't, it's not that bad because he's got half naked women.
Yeah, that's what I was
trying to do. So, yeah. If you haven't seen our video, you got to find that.
The hour video. Don't mind that at all.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
So I actually tried to make a faster video, and I did it to the Benny Hill song, and that's kind of humorous.
Yeah,
but,
nice.
I got to say, nowadays, making a video is like a joke. You got to extract unrelevant content. And we all want to put all this crap in there that we think about, but you have to be a master at extracting everything that's irrelevant. And remember that people's attention spans are like 3 inches long, or like 9 seconds or something like that. So you got to hit them right at the beginning. But we all want this irrelevant content. We want to explain something or go too far. So it's interesting. It's like joke telling. If you go too far into irrelevant content, you lose your audience.
I forget who the author is, but somebody says the quote, I would have wrote you a shorter letter, but I didn't have time. It kind of reminds me of that.
Right.
Yeah, making it shorter.
All right, guys. Anything else before we go into tech?
Hey, guys, can I do my announcement real quick?
Yeah.
You mind if I do that real quick?
Yeah.
So today I am wearing a pink shirt because this month is October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And Edgy's got something right here, so Dave's got something to show.
But we're all fan of the booby.
But I want to tell you guys about this. So I actually have the Tactical Elites coming out in this candy-coated, a hot, like a raspberry pink with the carbon black handle. And we're dropping these, and they're actually going to, we're going to be giving $50 per tool away to My Hope Chest. And so everyone sold, $50 is going to My Hope Chest. And what that is, they actually aid women who are breast cancer survivors in reconstructive surgery, and women that can't afford it or their insurance companies drop them, when they need it the most. They won't do reconstructive surgery. they help these women. So we're going to be launching that this weekend. And I want to give all tribute to my wife because she is the motivator behind this. Angela, she picked the color, she did everything, and she's really stoked about this. It's a limited quantity. We're trying to raise about $1,000 to go to this charity, so I do have 20 of them to sell, and they'll be available actually before this podcast launches. So hopefully there'll still be some available for you guys out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Really
That's
cool.
great.
Appreciate it.
Really cool. All right.
So what else you got, Dave? I know I've got a couple other things that
Yeah.
I've gotten.
So the edgy hangers are what we call them, and everybody else calls them hookers because they get the two names confused. But these are our hangers. They hang under
Guilty.
hoods and deck lids, quarter panels, and all that. They're basically like the old S hook or U hooks, all those attachments we used to buy at the hardware store or make ourselves. So if you've got a little tiny hole under the hood from like where a clip came out, a Christmas tree clip came out or whatever, you're just going to hook that in there. And if you see, there's a flat spot built in so that when it hangs, it's not point on there where it's going to really damage the hole and stuff. And then you just put your rod in and can leverage away. And
Love those.
yeah, this has been our #1 seller. They're meant to stack in tandem. You can get two of the same size, or this is our Magnum, so we call it the extra large. I believe it fits 1.25 inches, so all your hail rods and whatnot.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, those are the edgy hangers. We have 2 more that are going to be coming out real soon. One is shaped like this, but it's a rectangle instead of a circle, and the saddle on it, I don't know if you can see the saddle feature, is going to be flat, obviously, on that one. And that's going to be for using flat bars like the Dent dial, the Anaconda, or whatever flat bars you're using.
Yeah.
My friend James from the Dent Ninja actually came up with that design. The Magnum will fit the smaller Dent dials, but they don't fit the larger ones. And I didn't catch that because I only had the shorter one, the 22. So he came up with that, so we're going to name it after him. The other one is the stepped hanger. It's basically like 4 hangers in one. There's going to be loops, so you don't have to, I didn't grab one, but it's going to be great for quarter panels, bedsides, and that kind of stuff, where you're going to be able to almost ratchet, not have to pull your rod out to get different leverage angles with it.
Nice.
Good.
Now there's one more product, and it's mine and Vince's favorite product. Right, Vince?
Oh, ouch.
Absolutely.
Oh, they got Daniel now, huh? Oh, you've probably heard the jokes that we've made about fresh balls.
You guys are picking on me about my
Fresh balls.
Fresh balls.
Fresh ball.
We always said we...
For-
Go ahead.
Just for you guys out there watching the video, John's going to do a live demonstration right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, and it's funny because I don't know if Dave heard the jokes on our other show. I'm talking about, I'm not putting anything on my balls from a Dent guy that probably, I could see him with his denatured alcohol,
Nice,
a little bit of rubbing compound, this feels good on my balls. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, just for our viewing audience, I think John has a lot of hair on his chin. Just wait till he drops the trowel.
Woo! Ouch. I manscape.
So, and yeah, we have fresh balls, fresh feet, and fresh breasts this month for the breast cancer awareness. And John, I really appreciate you doing that. I lost my mom when she was in her 40s to breast cancer, and yeah, it was before they knew anything about anything, and it was traumatic, going through that and stuff. So I appreciate you donating all that to that cause. And then fresh feet, and it's funny is fresh balls is a product. I was looking for a birthday gift for one of my friends that was working for me, and I thought, oh, this is perfect for his sense of humor and everything. Well, you order it, you can only get them in sets of 2, and so long story short, I gave him a tube, and I kept the tube and whatever, and we'll cut out the details, but the stuff works. We sent a lot of them down to Texas this year over the summer and stuff, but it's a good product. And there's 2 other products that we brought online. We have dude wipes and dude showers.
You're great, man.
Wow.
You're freaking great. You're on control. You're out of control right now, Dave.
What's the dude? Are they towels? Are they
dude wipe?
towels?
You put them in your pocket. Nobody even knows you have them or whatever. You can use them for your face. You can use them for whatever. Okay,
Right.
don't use them for more than one thing.
Right.
So yeah,
back in the day, we used to call it taking a horror bath.
yeah, there you go. So
Yeah.
basically, yeah, instead of barbecue wipes or whatever that you carry around or stuff that smells like baby powder and nasty, these are actually made for dudes. Smells nice, works good and stuff.
Yeah, if you've ever
And
worked a
then-
hailstorm next to that guy that smells,
Yeah, I used to leave some of these.
Buy them some dude wipes.
Do it
Yeah.
anonymously. Yeah, that's what I
Dude,
always
you need to
say.
wipe.
Especially the fresh balls, whether you buy them for yourself or the guy next to you, just buy them.
Dude, you need to wipe, man.
Yeah, these are the dude showers are just the same thing but bigger, and you can basically do. I call them the bird bath or whatever.
Mhm.
But the basic thing I see is like, and you guys tell me better doing a route. If you go to your next job and you're all dirty and sweaty, you're not presenting your best image, and that customer doesn't know that you just wrestled that quarter panel for 2 hours and used every tool in your truck.
well,
Take 2 seconds, wipe your face off, wipe your neck. You'll feel better and make more money.
have you ever looked at your knees when you're
Ugh.
use one of those pads, and
Yeah.
and then or you're working neck on the car, and the guy just put stuff all over his tires.
Oh, gosh,
All
that
over you.
pisses me
Tired.
off, man, when it
Yeah.
gets on your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grab some dude wipes and you're good.
Yeah, I got a story that ties into that. We were working in St. Louis for a body shop doing hail, and I must have rubbed up against the tire or something. But my friend Brad's like, "Hey, Dave, go wash your face." We were wrapping up for the night, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll get it at the restaurant," And he didn't say anything else. And my friend Larry's like, "Dave, you gotta clean, go wash up." And I'm like, "Yeah, Brad told me I'll get it at the restaurant." So we go to Applebee's, we get seated, we order our drinks and everything, and I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna go wash up." I go into the bathroom and my face is literally covered black. Like, it wasn't a little smudge or anything. I must have had my whole face up against the tire or something.
Well, at least you didn't have like Michelin. Like,
Yeah.
in the Boston side.
Maybe.
Brought to you by.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right.
That's awesome, man.
Anything else before we get into tech tips?
No, let's do. Is tech tips the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to tell a
Let me
technical
share,
tip.
real quick, we're carrying some other products. Just real quick, we're carrying Tola Cut and Anson sanding blocks and Pico tabs and some different stuff like that. So they're all on the website. You can check them
And
out.
what is the website?
What is the website?
edgytools.com. EDGY tools.com.
You got some awesome products, Dave. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you surprised all of us. You got us, dude. And that's good. That's we like that.
Well, and I like that everything you're coming up with is original. You're not like
That's
just
right.
doing like copycat stuff, and you're coming up with original stuff. Love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, Dave's what we call a micro tool maker, like a micro brewery, a micro tool maker, and just making good crafted tools.
Mhm.
Yeah. Really good. I mean, stuff that I would buy an instant. Matter of fact, I am going to. You got me thinking. I'm like, there's a couple things I want to go on there. So you'll see me.
Don't forget
wait,
fresh balls.
So yeah, Tool Time is the coupon code. Doesn't matter if you do it all squished together as one word or 2 words, but Tool Time.
Tool time.
Cool.
And what do they get with using that?
They'll have to see,
That'll
right?
Save you 18%.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
18%. Right. Give it up. Give it up.
Get set, get ready, go.
All right. All right.
Hey, stop sucking eggs. It's time for PDR Tech Tips.
There it is, man. There's a queue up, man. So, all right, John, I think you've been but you've been letting us know that you got a good tech tip, man, or tech tip. So you're going to lead off.
Yeah,
ahead,
I actually have a very good one. I've got a student of mine who came in a couple weeks ago, and it's Ron Cronin, or Kronon, so Ron Cronin, and he actually went out and turned one of my old grinders into a polisher. So he said, "This is my gift to you." He went to Ace Hardware and took the actual stone grinding wheels off, and on one side put what would be the equivalent of a cutting pad, so it's a thicker, harder pad, and on the other side he actually put would be a buffing and polishing pad. So for all you video guys right here, I've actually got the 2 products that he got me with all this, and one of them is Tri-Pulley, which goes onto the cutting wheel, And you apply this little bar that you see right here directly on the wheel when you do your polishing, okay? So it's the equivalent of a cutting polish. And then we have jeweler's rouge for the polishing pad. So you apply this on the actual polishing wheel on what would have been a grinder. So picture it as 2 buffing wheels on a grinder. The phenomenal thing about this is, guys, is that you can actually take something, all you video watchers here, this is my new aluminum blending ball that's coming out. Well, it comes in a raw type aluminum here, okay? And it has a nub, even a nub on the end. You can take this and connect it to a drill and sand it down with 400 paper, okay? And get almost any imperfection out of this. And this includes your blending tips for your hammer. So if you've scratched them, if you scuff them, you can put it on your drill, take 400 sandpaper and buff most of them imperfections out by spinning it on your drill and sanding it at the same time, okay? And now it goes to this level right here, all right? So this level right here is where all the little nubs are out of it, and it's essentially ready to go onto the polishing wheel. So what you do at that point, before it goes on the polishing wheel, you take a couple different types of sandpaper, and this is not paper, this is like the foam stuff that the body shops use, like a Scotch Brite. So this right here is 600, and this one's 800. So you want to run them on both of that to get the fine scratches out of the from the 400 sandpaper, and just spin it in your drill. It'll get a little bit warm, and you put it on a polisher, and I'm telling you what, for all you video listeners here, it's actually on the end of this tool right here. That's what it turns out to be like. You can literally, it's a mirror. You can shave in it, and I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And for all you guys out there who want quick maintenance, just pop it in your drill. Anything that's made out of steel especially is going to corrode over time, okay? I mean, it's going to rust. It's going to get nasty looking. It's going to get marred up. And if you just pop that in your drill, put a little rubbing compound in a microfiber towel and spin it, that will usually do the trick. But if you got some that needs serious maintenance and you go through the sanding process, I will tell you what, you will come out with the most beautiful, polished blending tips that you've ever seen.
I tell you what, that's a good tech tip there, dude. Good job.
Nice job.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
All right, cool. Good tech tip. Hey, who's next? Anybody?
Dave. Yeah, we only do one a week now. So
We
Dave,
do one a week?
One a week.
Well, no, I think we just decided that as long as we have a tech tip, we'll do it.
Oh,
Okay.
my bad.
Yeah, we had a whole
Yeah,
debate
that
about
one.
this, guys.
Let me throw one out there. We've all been in that situation where you've only got one knockdown on you for some reason, and it drops, and you get that little pit in it. And instead of doing a process like you just talked about with your drill and whatever, if you just take your knockdown, find a piece of cardboard anywhere, a box in the body shop, whatever, and just draw some figure eights on it, do some circles, you'll watch it, and you can shape that tip exactly how you want it. Even if you have a tip that's not as sharp as you need it right then and there, cardboard, it's almost like a wet sandpaper. It'll shape your tip just beautifully. Just keep moving it. Like I say, I draw circles or figure eights, and then just do a couple swipes like that to get rid of whatever too sharp a point it's on there. But that saved me a lot of time.
And Dave, we're talking about plastic knockdowns here, correct?
Yeah, not the stainless steel ones. Those take a
Well, that's great because I always get these mine always get these little scuffs in them, and then they start scuffing and marring the car up,
Yeah.
So that
they'll start mushrooming on you. You can take care of that right away.
Wow.
Funny because I love the little square blem ones with the magnets in them. And at the end of a hail season, I'll order some new ones, and I'm always shocked at how long they are when they get them. I mean, I'm like, I wear them down just by reshaping them and stuff. So
Good tech tip.
Good, great tech tip. Yeah, because we'll always spend a lot of money trying to replace them, or you make more mistakes if you don't keep them nice and symmetrical, rounded. Because when it's uneven, you're getting uneven taps. So
hey, brother, are we going to cut in our song at the end of this?
yeah, well, I got a tech tip. So
Okay. Go.
Okay.
awesome.
all right, my tech tip is, and John's, I think he's already heard it already. I'm not, but what I do is lately I've been, and I don't know why it took me so long to find this out, but heck, some of you guys might know it. Some of you might know it. But anyways, on my glue tabs, I was always, after I glue it, and then I have a little layer of glue still left, I would peel it off and throw it away, yada, yada. But now, if I pull it one time and there's still a little layer of glue there, I'll just, instead of, wasting a lot of time trying to peel it off, I'll just do another glue right over it, put it on, and it pulls just as well as if there was no glue on there. So I'm saving time, and half the time it sticks to the panel, all of it does, and the rest is off the tab. So you can reuse the first round of glue that's still left on your tab. So, and it works great, and it bonds just as good as if there was no glue on the tab in the first place. So that's my tech tip.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
I've
Good
got
tech
one
tip.
to add to John's. So when you get one of those polishing pads, they're about 3/4 inch wide, right? Well, and they do come in different coarseness. They have you can get a coarse one and you can get a soft one. Buy 3 of them and put 3 of them, stack 3 of them on there. It gives you a wider face, and it works better for polishing, especially if you got, like, if you're doing your sword tools or something like that. So stack those polishing pads together, about 3 of them wide. And I actually use the polishing pads to shape my plastic tips. It melts it, so it polishes the plastic by melting it, and it works extremely well. And you just, I mean, it literally takes 2 seconds to hit it on a polishing pad rather than sandpaper or anything like that. There you go.
Hey, that's awesome. That's a great tech tip, man. And I do have, bought me 2 on each side. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Vinny, you got anything, or are you good to go?
I do. Yeah, actually I do. This is along the lines of John's too. I bought this at MTE 2 years ago. So
What? You bought a tool?
I actually,
Oh, the glue pot. Everybody bought the glue pot.
no, I
Except
passed on
me.
the glue pot. But there was, if you remember, there was that redheaded kid from Northern California that was wild and crazy, and he was in charge of a booth. And at the booth, the booth was Custom Upfits, which makes custom trailers for the PDR industry and paint industry and detailing. And they had something called the Wobbler. And the Wobbler is a 3-inch DA polisher. And I'm going to share my screen here, because this is their website. They sell it at the show for $25. On their website, it's $44.99. And the idea behind it, if I could share my screen, it's a dual action. It's a dual action polisher. So you're finishing. This is the Wobbler here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys see that?
Oh, nice.
They have a video on their website. It's customupfits.com.
And I take it wobbles.
It wobbles. So here's the deal, guys. We're leaving swirl marks when we're using a regular polisher. I have my Makita or my Milwaukee here, and here's a wool pad, and it's spinning. Well, you put your hand on there, you're going to burn your hand because it's a wool pad. Now with the Wobbler, which is, you just take off your wool pad and you put it directly on your Milwaukee, and now it's DA action. So it's only moving.
Okay.
So now when you're polishing, you're not leaving swirl marks. I use a finishing polish at the end and get rid of the fine scratches with finishing polish, and in return not leaving swirl marks everywhere. Now there's another trick when you're using one of these. If you look at the back of your pad, take a little Sharpie and put a line on it. That way when you're actually polishing, you're watching that thing spinning. Because if you don't see it spinning, that means like that, you're now burning paint or potentially burning paint. So by putting that mark, now you know how much pressure to use. You can see that thing spinning.
Nice.
Nice.
That's just a little detailer's trick. In fact, that's a detailer's trick that I learned at MTE last year from one of the detailing seminars.
Good deal. You need to post. You need to send me that link so we can post it on PDRToolTime.com. If you guys haven't done so already, please go check out PDRToolTime.com. You see the show notes, the links to our show, and the link to AGTools.com, to their tools,
The
and
video.
the discount and the video as well. So
Yeah.
Good show,
Awesome.
guys.
It's a good show. Great show. It's really good. So Dave, thanks a lot for coming on, man. You killed it here, man.
Oh, thanks so much, guys. That was a blast.
Killed it.
Yeah, some people we can't even get them to talk. And Dave, you were full of content.
Yeah,
No, I loved it. It makes our job easy. So,
Cool.
All right,
man.
guys. And remember, level up your tools.
join the revolution.
and don't do anything I wouldn't do twice.